you're going to need a fork and a knife. This is Deep Dishing Sports with Bruce and Eli.
Hey guys, the Bulls have a new head coach. Just
meow 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 meow.
We have moved on from Jimbo. Those of y'all who don't know, that's what we called him on this show, was Jimbo. Jimbozo at one time, at one point. Yeah, Jimbo's gone. And in comes Billy Donovan.
Oh,
Billy. I saw a headline that says Billy the Bull, which I like that. I like the ring to that, because it's kind of like Benny the Bull. It's kind of like a play off that, I don't know. Anyway, he's the 24th head coach of the Chicago Bulls. He signed a 4-year deal worth $24 million, so that gives him $6 million per year. I think it's very well deserved.
No doubt, yeah.
If you don't know who he is, he spent 5 years in OKC as a Thunder's head coach. He has a winning percentage of about 61. It's 608. And his time in OKC was very interesting. He came into a situation where KD was there. It was both KD and Russ. It was his last year in OKC. They took the Warriors 7 games in the Western Conference Finals. Then KD left. Then he had to deal with Russ and his triple-double alert.
Don't poo-poo. We go back and forth on that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But it didn't translate in wins, is what I'm saying. And I feel like his best year as a coach was last year, or this year. Because it's still going.
Right.
But OKC is now out of the playoffs, but they were a very overachieving OKC team, led by obviously CP3. But they had a 7-game series with Houston with 2 former MVPs on the squad, so that was very interesting. I really like this hire. Obviously, I think he's going to be a great fit for a very young team. What are your thoughts on Billy?
Billy. He has been the spark for many organizations that have struggled. He's been that spark. Now, I know it was a little different in OKC, but many expect OKC to be a lottery team.
Right.
And like you said, his best coaching job was this year. But I kind of want to go back to his days as a basketball coach for the Florida Gators. For those that don't know, when he came to that Florida program, I believe it was like around 96. They were known. They were a football team. Like the Florida Gators was known more for football than basketball. And then Billy Donovan got there, had a great recruiting class. And then, you kind of fast forward, and I believe it was around 2005?
Sounds about right, yeah.
With the Joakim, Al Horford, Corey Brewer team that went to the finals and won won a championship. And then the next year, those guys decided to come back, and under Billy Donovan, went back-to-back. Do you know how rare it is to be back-to-back champions in college? It's the only team that has done that within the last 20 years outside of Florida.
Duke.
Of course, you know where I was going with that. Come on now. You know where I was going with that. But, look, the Chicago Bulls winning percentage over the last 3 seasons is 31%. 31% over the last 3 seasons. And so getting a coach like Billy Donovan, that's why we're excited. If you looked at our list of coaches that we've had since Phil Jackson, that's how far I'm going back. I'm going back to Phil. Since Phil Jackson, the list of coaches that we have that have had either no experience at all or, they've been like assistant coaches here and there. Like we've had no coach that actually had a coaching resume. And so, and the only successful...
I was going to say Tibbs because
Well, he was an
He was an
assistant
assistant
coach.
coach, but they credited him with how good that Boston's defense was. So I think
Well,
and they won a championship.
okay, head coaching
I get you.
experience. Okay, let me say that head coaching experience. We haven't had a coach like that in I don't know how long. So, like I said, getting Billy Donovan, man, that's a bonus. That was a bonus. We were excited as Bulls
definitely.
fans.
And yeah, so he's definitely more of a player's coach. Really, just I mean, like you highlighted it, how Florida, those kids could have came out to the NBA after winning a national championship, which is what normally college kids do. But they went back another year to win it again. And that speaks on Billy's leadership, his ability to get young players to buy into his basketball philosophy. And I think that's what he's going to do here in Chicago. I mean, and then you also if you look at his NBA head coaching experience, all the teams that he had in OKC had at least one strong personality, one strong willed player in either KD, Russell Westbrook, or CP3. So now he comes to the Bulls where it's a young squad. We don't have any like clear leader on this squad. Some say Zach LaVine, but that's still up in the air. But my point is, we're really going to see how good he is at getting young players to buy into his basketball philosophy and his system. And I feel like that was his bread and butter before he came into the league. That's why he was hired to be a NBA head coach in the first place. So now I feel like he's really going to be in his element of getting young kids to buy in. So yeah, I mean, he's got a lot to work with. I feel like we definitely have talent, despite what a lot of people say. Kobe White, he got wasn't he on second all rookie team? And he barely got any time.
Yeah, all rookie second team
under Jimbo.
Yeah.
So seeing his growth is going to be great. Lauri Markkanen still hasn't even touched his ceiling yet. Wendell Carter. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of young pieces on this squad that I feel like Billy Donovan's really going to have a hand on in terms of player development. So it's exciting.
No doubt.
It is definitely exciting.
Yep.
Oh, you got...
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I do want to say this because I once again you threw me the oop and I fumbled it. I JaVale McGee'd it. But I do want to say this. Zach LaVine. You mentioned Zach LaVine. You mentioned leadership. I'm not sure he's there yet. I don't think the Bulls have a clear leader on their team. But let me just throw some names out there. Flip Saunders, Sam Mitchell, Tom Thibodeau, Fred Hoiberg, Jim Boylan. Zach LaVine has played for 5 coaches, those 5 coaches that I've named in his first 6 seasons in the NBA. So when I talk about leadership, I'm not saying that Zach LaVine can't be a leader. I'm not saying that. But get that man some stability. Get him a coach that can invest in him as much as he wants. The work that Zach LaVine has put in to become a 25 point per game scorer, he puts the work in. Billy Donovan, I hope, can invest some knowledge and wisdom into Zach LaVine. So,
which, by the way, guys, Zach LaVine is only 25 years old. Like I feel 25. Like he's been in the league forever. But he's only 20. He's not even touching his prime yet. So, yeah, he's a walking 25. Yep. I mean, what Billy Donovan can get out of him, I'm excited to see. Definitely. So, yeah, I think it's about time to be excited as a Bulls fans again, guys. For the first time in 8 years? It seems like.
Yeah, the Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose era.
Yeah, I'm excited, definitely.